Hello everyone, hope all of you are safe and healthy. Welcome to IASbaba's Rapid Revision Series for Prelims 2021. This is session 70 and day 96 and the topic we have is Science and Technology, basically the defense technology. So these are the hot topics we are going to discuss. The first two topics, they go with the MCQs and the guessworks as usual, and then the third one, patent on an artificial intelligence system, and then Al-Mahad Al and Talisman Sabre, the military exercises, then Paramilitary Forces, then Cobra and Special Frontier Force, and then Indrajal, and then Mimang Chetan, and then Antiradiation Missile, that is the Rudram 1, and then the offset clause in the defense deals. Now, coming to the first one, the MCQs. Who among the following rulers advised his subjects through his inscriptions? That is, whosoever praises his religion, sect, or blames other sects out of excessive devotion to his own sect with view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect very severely. So this is the inscription that is present, and which king he propounded this inscription. Friends, we know that Ashoka is famous for the inscription, and this inscription is also present in the NCRTs, so no prize for guessing, an easy one. So we will go with option A. Then come to next one. What are the advantages of fertigation in agriculture? Friends, fertigation, the word, even if you don't know, you can take a crude guess that it is something related to fertilizers. And then coming to options, controlling the alkalinity of irrigation water is possible. Yes friends, by applying fertilizers or any other things, controlling alkalinity is possible. Then efficient application of rock phosphate and all other phosphatic fertilizers is possible. So all, it is extreme word here. And then increased availability of nutrients to the plants is possible. So this increased, then controlling, all these are moderate words. So automatically the options will be correct. Then reduction in the leaching of chemical nutrients is possible. So reduction is also a moderate, and here the only extreme word we have is the all. And looking to options, options are also very easy. So remove 2 and 1, 3, 4 shall be the answer. So a crude guesswork, so not so difficult one. Then come to next one. Consider the following minerals: the bentonite, chromite, kyanite and sillimanite in India. Which of the following is or are officially designated as major minerals? Yes friends, here it is very difficult to take the guesswork, and it is nothing but a factual one. But once again friends, UPSC is not asking you to by heart all the minerals, those are major or minor. It is asking you to read the newspapers daily. So here if you go through, it is an excerpt from Indian Express, and it gives all those that are exactly present in the options. So here we have bentonite, and then we have kyanite, then sillimanite and chromite. So friends, it is our duty to read the newspapers daily and note it down and nothing else. And then not only this friends, there are several articles in Indian Express which carry these names of minerals. So that is why we need not even by heart, but if you go through it every day, then there will be no difficulty at all in answering such questions. So here is another article, and here also we have bentonite, and then we have kyanite, and then chromite and barite, etc. So friends, two different articles, but the minerals are same. So it is our duty to do that. So if you have done that, then this will be the easiest question you will answer in the prelims exam. If you don't, then even guessworks will not apply here. Then come to next one. With reference to ocean mean temperature, which of the following statements is or are correct? The ocean mean temperature is measured up to a depth of 26 degrees Celsius isotherm, which is 129 meters in the southwestern Indian Ocean during the January-March. Then the ocean mean temperature collected during the January-March can be used in assessing whether the amount of rainfall in monsoon will be less or more than the certain long-term mean. Yes friends, the ocean mean temperature, it provides some information regarding the humidity, relative humidity, etc. So automatically it can predict monsoon. So 2 will be automatically correct even if you don't know. But first one is very difficult friends. It is purely factual. We don't know whether January March can be wrong in this, or whether the meters, that is 129 meters, can be wrong, or whether 26 degrees Celsius, is it right or wrong. So there are too many gray areas. So here we need the information. But however, it is not a difficult question. It is taken directly from the Hindu article, and here we can see the whole article which is copied and pasted verbatim in the question. So here we have the 26 degree isotherm, and here we have January March, but here it is 59 meters rather than 129 meters. So here is the gray area, and if you have read the article, then there will be no difficulty at all. So that is why friends, read the newspapers daily, and read one newspaper and read daily current affairs materials prepared by any of the institute, so that you will not miss the information provided in any other newspaper. And once again, it is insane to read 2 to 3 newspapers a day, but however, newspaper plus one good material and a brief revision of PIB can go a long way in improving your current affairs knowledge, and by this you can take away some 5 to 6 questions in prelims exam. So do it. Then come to next one. With reference to chemical fertilizers in India, consider the following statement. At present, the retail price of chemical fertilizer is market driven and not administered by the government. Then ammonia, which is an input of urea, is produced from natural gas. Friends, crudely trace the chemistry of this statement. Friends, we know that ammonia's formula is NH3 and the urea's formula is CH3NO CH3. And friends, the natural gas formula is CH4. And friends, we know that both nitrogen and hydrogen are present. So thereby from urea, NH3 can be produced and CH4 is a compound and they can be traced from natural gas. So this can be a formidable statement. Then sulfur, which is a raw material for phosphoric acid fertilizer, is a byproduct of oil refineries. Yes friends, it is very difficult to say that sulfur is not a byproduct of oil refinery. So this will automatically be a positive statement. And moreover, one more thing is that it is very difficult to say that sulfur is not a raw material for phosphoric acid fertilizer. Yes friends, so by all these means 2 and 3 will stand to be correct. But however, in the option B and D, they both contain 2 and 3. So we have to look into the statement 1, and the statement 1 says that government intervention is not at all present in the fertilizer retail market. But however friends, we know that fertilizers are subsidized in India. So there is government's intervention there. So 1 can be wrong and so B will be the answer. So this is all about the guesswork of today. Then come to next one. The patent of an artificial intelligence system. Friends, why was it in news? Because in a world's first, that is first time in the world, South Africa accorded patent to an artificial intelligence system relating to a food container based on fractal geometry. Yeah, friends, how to geometrically fix the tiffin box or the food containers so that it will be easy to carry. So this artificial intelligence system which arranges these foods into a geometrical pattern, it got the patent. And who produced it? It was produced by artificial intelligence, not by any human being. So the patent goes to the artificial intelligence. So that is why it was controversial. Then about the patent. Here the inventor is not a human being. It is an artificial intelligence. And the system is called the Dabus. And then the innovation in question involves interlocking of food containers that are easy for robots to grasp and stack. So for storage and arrangement, it is easy for the robots to stack if the containers are interlocked as per the system provided by the artificial intelligence. Yes friends, we have different boxes. So similar sized of boxes will be arranged top to bottom, and then another sized boxes will be arranged the same way top to bottom, and these will be easy for the robotics to handle and carry. So this is how the artificial intelligence, it guides for the stashing and storage of these food containers. Then the patent application listing Dabus as the inventor was filed around the world. So in UK, US, etc., it was filed in several patent offices. But however, only South Africa granted the patent, and then Australia followed the suit, and even Australia granted the patent after. Then South Africa's decision has received widespread backlash from the intellectual property experts. So this was controversial because giving a patent for artificial intelligence was something new to the current world. Then reasons for controversy or rejection by the experts. The first one, the patent laws only provide for human inventors, not for AI. So friends, providing award and patent for artificial intelligence is something mundane as per the current situation. Then second, the ideas for the purpose of patents require the element of mental conception. So mental efforts, human efforts is required, but here there is no human efforts. That is why this patent stands to be void as per the experts. And then finally, inventorship comes with the rights which the artificial intelligence is not legally capable of possessing. So this artificial intelligence is not being capable of legally possessing and exercising those rights. So that is why it was opposed by experts. So this is all about the patent on artificial intelligence. We will see any further developments in the future and we will update accordingly. Then come to next one, Al-Mahad Al and Talisman Sabre. Friends, why was it in news? Because recently the maiden Al-Mahad Al Hindi exercise began between Indian Navy and Saudi Arabia. So this is a joint naval exercise between Indian Navy and Saudi Arabian Navy. Then about the exercise, as the part of exercise, officer commanding Western Fleet of India visited the fleet commander of Royal Saudi Navy's Eastern Fleet. So Eastern Fleet of Saudi Arabia and Western Fleet of India, they collaborated and spoke to each other. Then this was held at King Abdul Aziz Naval Base, which is the headquarters of Saudi Arabian Eastern Fleet. So it was arranged in the Abdul Aziz Naval Base. Then the sea phase of the 3-day long maiden bilateral exercise Al-Mahad al-Hindi. It commenced at the coast of Al-Jubail. So friends, initially the exercise was held in the naval base of Saudi Arabia, but however now it is held in the open seas, that too near the Al-Jubail port. So friends, here in the figure we can see the Al-Jubail port, and here somewhere the exercise was held. Then come to more facts. INS Kochi is the Indian warship participating in the exercise. So INS Kochi, one of the warship of Indian Navy, is participating in the exercise. So this is all about the Al-Mahad al. Then come to next one, Talisman Sabre. Friends, why was it in news? Because Australia is keen that India join its biggest war games exercise, that is Taliban Sabre, in 2023. So Australia is waiting eagerly for India to join the exercise in 2023. Then coming to exercise, it is a biennial multinational military exercise led by Australia and United States. Friends, Australia and US, they are leading this, and there are several other nations who are participating, not only the two. Then the exercise is historically held in odd numbered years starting from 2005. Friends, from 2005 next to 2007, then 9/11. So likewise in the odd years it is being held. Then it is conducted in Coral Sea and in Honolulu and then Denver and Suffolk Islands. So friends, here in the Australian coasts and in the East Australian Oceans, there are several islands, and on the nearby important islands these naval exercises are being held. So here we can see the Coral Sea, and then here we can see the Suffolk port, and somewhere here we can locate Honolulu. So likewise in the Southwest Pacific and the Northeast Pacific, the exercises are being held in various locations. Then the leadership of the exercise switches between Australia and US every 2 years. So 2 exercises will be headed by US and then 2 exercises by Australia. Then the other countries include Canada, Japan, New Zealand, South Korea and UK. Then coming to Australia and India, Australia was also included in Malabar in 2020. Friends, we know that Malabar exercise is a famous exercise between India and US, and just like how Australia is including India in the Talisman Sabre, India is also including the Australia in the Malabar exercise. But however, India is not so happy in welcoming Australia in the Malabar exercise for various reasons, and if it is added again in the future, we get updated. Then come to next one, the Paramilitary Forces. Friends, Assam Rifles, then Indian Coast Guards, and then the Special Frontier Forces. These are hardcore paramilitary forces because they are run by the Defense Ministry. All others are called the Central Police Forces. They are not called the paramilitary forces in the defense parlance. So we will take up the Assam Rifles and Indian Coast Guards now, and we take up the Special Frontier Force in the later. First one, Assam Rifles. Friends, Assam Rifles came into being in 1835 as a militia called Chachar Levy. And what is the important function of Assam Rifles? It is to guard the Indo-Myanmar border. Then Indian Coast Guards. Friends, it protects the India's maritime interests and enforces maritime law. So it is basically related to marine seas and laws. Then it has jurisdiction over the territorial waters of India, including its contiguous zone and exclusive economic zone. So friends, off the shores of India, in the exclusive economic zones and in the contiguous zones, it operates. Then it was established in 1978 by the Coast Guard Act 1978. So it is a statutory organization set up under an act of the Parliament. So this is all about Assam Rifles and Indian Coast Guards. Then come to next, the Central Police Forces. First one, the National Security Guards. Friends, it is a counter-terrorism unit which was raised in 1984 following the Operation Blue Star. So it was started in the wake of Operation Blue Star and assassination of Indira Gandhi. So friends, here we can see in the picture the NSG commandos or the black cats who are wearing the black and black uniform. Then come to next one, the Border Security Force. Friends, it is responsible for guarding India's land borders with Pakistan and Bangladesh. Yes friends, both Pakistan and Bangladesh borders, they are being guarded by the Border Security Forces. Yes friends, here we can see the BSF people and they wear the yellow and green uniform. Then come to next, the Sashastra Seema Bal. Friends, earlier known as the Special Service Bureau, was raised in 1960s, and it was raised to protect the Indo-Nepal border and plays a stay-behind role in the event of a war. Yes friends, it not only guards the Indo-Nepal border, it also provides a backup for the army during the wars. And Sashastra Seema Bal people, their uniform is just like the BSF people. Then come to next, Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Friends, ITBP is a specialized mountain force, and it was raised on October 1962 under the CRPF Act in the wake of Sino-Indian War of 1962. So after 1962 Indo-China War, this ITBP was raised, and it was raised to guard Indo-Chinese border and also to survey the mountain areas. So here we can see the ITBP people, and they wear a uniform similar to BSF, but they are very light in color. Then come to next one, the CISF. Friends, it was set up by the CISF Act 1969. So friends, it is set up by a separate act, and then it provides security cover to nuclear installations, then space establishments, airports, seaports, power plants, etc., and other government sensitive buildings. So friends, here we can see the CISF people, their trousers are very similar to the ITBP people, but however they wear a dark green color jackets. So these are various central armed police forces and paramilitary forces. Then come to next one, the Cobra and SFF. First one, Cobra. Why was it in news? Because recently a Cobra commando was killed in the IED blast in Chhattisgarh, Sukma. Yes friends, these Cobra people, they fight in the Naxal areas, and that is why these are the most victimized police personnel in India, and every time they come in news, they become important. Now, history of this Cobra. In the year 2009, Ministry of Home Affairs had accorded approval for setting up of Cobra, that is the Commando Battalion for Resolute Action. Then it is trained for guerrilla or jungle warfare type operations for dealing with extremists and insurgents. Yes friends, for dealing with Naxalites and insurgents, it is necessary to have the guerrilla warfare abilities, and this Cobra is specifically trained for those purposes. Then it is raised as unattached battalion in the Central Reserve Police Force. So there is no separate act in it, and it is established as unattached or as an autonomous battalion under the CRPF. So these belong to CRPF basically. Then originally established to counter the Naxalite problem. Yes, we know that. Then Cobra is also deployed to address insurgent groups engaging in asymmetrical warfare. So nowadays, even to tackle the insurgent groups, these are being used. So this is a brief account on Cobra. Then come to next, the Special Frontier Force. Friends, SFF is an Indian Special Operations Unit created in 1962. So even this was created after the Indochina War, just like the ITBP. Then it mainly comprises Tibetan refugees living in India. So mainly the Tibetan based people, they are the members of this force. Then its primary goal originally was to conduct covert operations behind Chinese lines in the event of another Sino-Indian war. So this was established as a backup in case Indochina war occurs in future as well. Then SFF has fought in India's major external wars, including Bangladesh Liberation War and the Kargil War. So friends, even in the 1971 war and in the 2000 war, it played an active role. Then it is based in Chakrata in Uttarakhand. Then the force was put under direct supervision of Intelligence Bureau. Yeah friends, earlier it was under the control of Intelligence Bureau, and then under RaRe, the Research and Analysis Wing, the India's external intelligence agency. Then it is not a part of Indian Army. Yes friends, we know that. Then it falls under the authority of Directorate General on Security in the Cabinet Secretariat. So it is not under Defense Ministry, and it is neither in the Home Ministry, it is under Cabinet Secretariat. So this point is very important, and we will remember this. Friends, it is these peculiarities which are the hotspots for UPSC. So this is all about the SFF. Then come to next one, the Indrajal. Friends, why was it in news? Because the Green Robotics, a Hyderabad based R&D firm, has designed and developed India's first indigenous drone defense dome called the Indrajal. Friends, it is basically a dome, and it is helpful against the drone defense. So any drones, they encounter this dome, they will be striked out before entering this dome. So this is what Indrajal's function is. Now coming to more facts, it has the capability to protect an area of 1000 to 2000 square kilometers against the aerial threats. So it is having the capability to protect some area of 1000 to 2000 square kilometers. Then it can act on aerial threats such as unmanned aerial vehicles and loitering munitions and low radar cross section targets. Yes friends, but obvious, they act against the UAVs or the drones, and then the loitering munitions. Friends, loitering munitions means those munitions that are being targeted to hit a particular place. Then the low radar cross section targets. Friends, these low radar cross section targets means these are the targets within the radar's cross section, and these are specifically for low radar cross section. Friends, high radar cross sections, they are too high for the dome to catch up. So that is why only low radar cross section targets, they come under the capability of this drone. Then it has gained significance as Jammu Air Base on June 27th was attacked by UAVs to drop explosives next to the MiG-17. So friends, in the June 27th UAV attack in Jammu Kashmir, this becomes important, and this Indrajal, it can take over such attacks efficiently. Then the anti-UAV system will not only provide protection to the defense bases, but it will be beneficial for linear infrastructures like the international borders. Friends, all along the border, we can set up these domes, and it can safeguard the borders as well. So these are some facts regarding Indrajal. Then come to more features. Friends, it has the real-time situational awareness. So friends, 24/7 it will be active, and whenever a situation arises which can be a threat for the area under the dome, then it will be automatically alerted. Then integrated and intelligent meshed network. Yeah, friends, here we can see, and any provocation to the dome, then the system will be alerted. Then integrated with all current weapon suit and infrastructure. Yeah, friends, all current weapons starting from the handguns to the short range missiles, all these are fitted into the system, and any ammunition can be triggered as per the knowledge and as per the commands received by the system. So almost all the weapons, they are integrated into it, and it is having the capability to operate all of them. Then come to next. Honeycombed cell structure is seamlessly built. Yes friends, the dome is built as per the honeycomb structure. So just like the GSM, that is the global system for mobile, we have each cells which are capable of detecting on their own. So it is a honeycomb like weaved infrastructure. Then synergic combination of 9 to 10 technologies. So some 9 to 10 technologies like the infrared, laser technologies, then auto trigger technologies. So all these are included in it. Then 24/7 persistence and autonomous monitoring, action and tracking. So friends, it is capable of working 24/7. So these are a brief account of the Indrajal. Then come to next one, the Mimang Chetan. Friends, why was it in news? Because China is raising new militia units named Mimang Chetan, comprising local Tibetan youth for high altitude warfare near the eastern Ladakh. So friends, this Mimang Chetan, it is a military unit of China. Then key updates regarding Mimang Chetan. The intelligent intercepts have revealed that China is raising these units to counter India. So this Mimang Chetan is being targeted against India. Then the new units named Mimang Chetan are presently undergoing training and are to be deployed mostly in the eastern and western sectors of India-China border. So friends, in the eastern and western extremities of Indo-China border, that is in the Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh region on the one hand and Arunachal Pradesh region on the other, these Mimang Chetan personnel will be deployed. Then they have deployed along various locations in Chumbi Valley. So even in Chumbi Valley, that is in the Sikkim-Bhutan border, they are being about to be deployed. Then units are also to be deployed at Rutog in Tibet near the Pongongso Lake in the eastern Ladakh. So friends, in Ladakh also and very nearer to Pongongso Lake, these are about to be deployed. Friends, we know that the latest Galwan Valley controversy was very much nearer to this Pongongso Lake. Then the deployment of new Mimang Chetan units mirrors India's Special Frontier Force consisting of persons of Tibetan origin. So friends, this is a mirror image of Special Frontier Force, and this can be said as an alter ego to this force. So this is all about Mimang Chetan, and any updates we will get updated. Then come to next one, anti-radiation missile, that is the Rudram 1. Friends, anti-radiation missile means it is that which acts against the radiation. We will see how it works. Friends, before that, why was it in news? Because India's first indigenous anti-radiation missile Rudram, developed for the Indian Air Force, was successfully flight tested from Sukhoi 30 MKI jet. Friends, it was tested from this Sukhoi jet, and that is why it becomes important. The first test was carried out. Then the features of the anti-radiation missile. Rudram is an air-to-surface missile designed and developed by the Defense Research Development Organization. So it was developed by DRDO, and it is an air-to-surface missile. So friends, we have to drop it from air itself for testing also. Then the integration with the fighter jets has been a collaborative effort of DRDO, IAF and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So DRDO, Indian Air Force and HAL, they are collaborating to develop and integrate this system. Then while the system has been tested from a Sukhoi 30 MKI, it can be adapted for launch from other fighter jets too. So it is universal in nature, and any other fighter jets, they can launch and fire this anti-radiation missile Rudram. Friends, Rudram has been developed to enhance the SEAD capability. Friends, SEAD capability means suppression of enemy air defense. Friends, it is not basically the defense instrument, it is an offensive instrument, and it is oriented to suppress the air defense of the opponents. Then these are used mainly in the initial part of the air conflict, that is to strike at the air defense assets of the enemy. So at the very beginning of the warfare, this will be used to fire and destruct the enemy defenses, and then in the later part, these are used for higher survivability of country's own aircraft. So first it is used for offense to suppress opponent's defense, and then in the later part it is used for defense, that is to protect our own aircrafts. And then these are also used for neutralizing or disrupting the operations of the adversaries, like the early warning radars of the opponents. So the radars, then sensors of the opponents are being destroyed by this Rudram. Then once the Rudram missile locks on the target, it is capable of striking accurately even if radiation source switches off in between. Friends, that is why it is called the anti-radiation missile. Friends, once this missile is fired, here we can see the missile being fired, and friends, if there are any light pollutions in between, or even if the radiation of its own it goes off, then even then it can hit the target. Once if it is locked and it is over. So here friends, the light pollution can also be induced by the opponents. So here some counter lights if they are produced, then there are chances of other missiles they are missing the targets and cross firing to somewhere else. But unlike that, in the anti-radiation missile, even if the lights are being emitted from the opponents and even if there is no light source of its own, it can hit the target. So that is why the name anti-radiation missile. And then it can also hit radiation emitting targets with a range of 250 kilometers. Friends, these radiation emitting targets, they will be counter emitting the radiation to disrupt the targeting capability of missiles. So even then it will hit, but that should be within the 250 kilometer range. So this is all about the anti-radiation missile Rudram 1. Then come to next one, offset clause in the defense deal. Friends, the government has decided not to have an offset clause in procurement of defense equipment if the deal is done through intergovernmental agreement or an ab initio single vendor. So if the deal is between government to government, that is between Indian government to France government, or an ab initio single vendor. So if the deal is made at the very beginning with one single company, for example the first deal with the Rafale company, so such deals will not be having any offset clauses. So that is what is the meaning of this policy taken up by the government recently. Then coming to the features of offset clause, under the defense offset, a foreign supplier of equipment agrees to manufacture a given percent of his product in buying country. So friends, if there is 100 crore deal with India and Rafale for the Rafale jets, and in this at least 30 crores should be invested in India, and the Rafale jets worth 30 crores have to be manufactured in India only. So this is the proper meaning of offset clause, and here the offset is 30%. Then the defense offset policy is a part of defense procurement procedure, the DPP. Friends, the 2016 offset policy, it increased the threshold for defense offset to 2000 crore from the previous level of rupees 300 crores under the buy and make categories. Friends, earlier the offset clause was for those deals which are worth below 300 crores, but however now it is for those deals which are worth about 2000 crores. And now for those deals which include intergovernment agreement or with an ab initio single vendor, then there will be no offset clause at all. Then only for those purchases above 2000 crore, the foreign company has to ensure 30% of domestic value addition in India. So friends, currently for 2000 crore and above deals, 30% is the offset percentage. Then come to more facts. Offset obligations may be discharged by any one or combination of the following methods, that is direct purchase of products manufactured by the Indian enterprises. So friends, we will discuss with an example. Consider 100 crore deal is made for the Rafale deal, and we know that the manufacturing of worth 30 crores has to be invested in India. For example, consider 4 Rafale jets, and out of this one has to be prepared from the goods or products or raw materials purchased from Indian manufacturers. So this one Rafale jet, it will have indigenous parts. Then foreign direct investment in joint ventures with Indian enterprises. So friends, it is 100 crore. Now forget about the number of jets. Out of this 30 crores can be invested as FDI in the Indian ventures or in the Indian defense manufacturing companies. Then investment in kind in terms of transfer of technology to Indian enterprises. So friends, here no money will be invested, but 1 or 2 technologies can be transferred to the Indian manufacturing units. Then investment in kind in Indian enterprises in terms of provision of equipment. So here the Rafale will be giving the equipment, and the defense manufacturers in India, they have to produce one Rafale jet on their own. Then provision of equipment or the transfer of technology to government institutions and establishments like the DRDO. So friends, that company, it can also transfer the technology to government defense manufacturing institutions or the government R&D institutions in defense. So these are various types on which the offset clause can be fulfilled. So this is all about offset clause in defense deals. Then come to the last part. Friends, today we people, we sleep in our bed happily because there are our men who are fighting for us and who are fighting on behalf of us in the borders, and they have sacrificed their today for our tomorrow. So it is our duty to cherish the noble deeds and their nobility, their bravery and courage, and to worship them from the bottom of our heart. So we will do that, and we will uphold all the principles that are being propagated by Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. And we will also make our sincere efforts to get into the army as much as possible. And if not, we will also serve them indirectly by paying tax regularly, so that our armed forces will be provided with the world-class facilities without any financial constraints. So we will promise ourselves unto the nation that we will do this sincerely. So make the promise. All the very best. Good luck, friends.